Welcome to Renaissance Minis. Today I'm going to check out the Mini Brands Mini Minis, and I'm going to see what size they actually are, if I can use them in my doll houses and room boxes. I'm going to see if they're 1/12 scale or 1/24 scale. Some of them might pass for either, so let's check it out. Okay, this is the popsicle set, and this looks like it is 1/6 scale, so that would be Barbie size. So this is the Pizza Hut pizza box, and it is, I would say, 1/12 scale. It's like the family option where you get multiple pizzas and the little chicken wings inside. So the pizzas themselves are plastic, of course, and they could be cut smaller though, but the chicken wings that you see there in the box, those are perfect 1/24 scale and 1/12 scale. So this will work, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own pizza box and use the contents and cut it down to make it more mini. Here's a little, these are really detailed. I love these. These are the little lamb chops, and these are coming in at about 1 inch wide. So these would work really well for the 1/12 scale. And if you take them out of the package too, they would work great in a little frying pan. I also think that they would be great for 1/24 scale as well. You know how sometimes you go to Costco and you buy a big, like, I want to say pallet of meat, not a pallet, but a big tray of meat. They can be quite large, so I think I could probably get away with that in the 1/24 scale. It depends on what type of kitchen. And this is a little beef stick, and it is about 1 inch. So it will work for 1/24 and 1/12 scale. I'm making a comment here. I think I ended up muting the volume and going ahead and doing voiceover here, because then I can give you more details. This is a little jar of oats. It is a 1/2 inch wide and a 1/2 inch tall. It'd be great for Barbie size, that's 1/6 scale. But it could also pass for 1/12 scale. It would be a large jar of oats. Look good in a little pantry or maybe on the kitchen countertop with a spoon next to it. This is a little IHOP takeout. I do love the takeout container. It's a bit large. I think maybe passing for 1/12 scale. It is 1.25 inches wide, I believe. So it's a little bit bigger. It would go 1/6 scale to Barbie scale, but the actual pancake itself is, I would say, 1/12 scale, not 1/24, but I can use the IHOP, the little clear packaging, and put a bunch of smaller homemade pancakes. I can make some pancakes from clay, and because they're going to look better. This is actually a creepy looking pancake. It whatever is on top of it does not look like syrup, and the butter looks kind of funny too. So, but I think I am going to use the container from that. Here's a little can of mineral soda, I guess strawberry flavored soda. it is under an inch. It's 3/4 of an inch, not quite half an inch wide, so it's pretty small. This would be the size of Calico Critters, I would say. 4-inch doll. It could be Barbie size, but it's going to be kind of small. You look at your doll's hands, and if your doll's hands are the size of it upright, then it should be appropriate as far as scale is concerned. But the detail on it is really nice. Then it comes with this little refrigerator magnet, which is neat as well, but it is too big. It is definitely 1/6 scale, no doubt. All right, so that's the first ball. Not too bad. And you get 2 on Amazon for $19, so it's a little bit under $10 a ball. But by the time you pay for tax and shipping, it's going to be over that. Not going to be able to use that other thing, but I may use the gel out of it. All right, let's get into this next one. Repeat, another lamb chop. But I can't be mad at it. It's worth it. Miniatures are very expensive these days, especially ones that look very lifelike. When I go to some of the miniature shows, you could pay a lot of money for that little one, like maybe $25. These are eggplants, and this measures like 1.25 inches wide, so I would say that would be 1/6 scale, more Barbie scale. It might pass for 1/12. And here's a little bottle of water, and it's about 1.25 inches tall, I believe. So that is definitely 1/6 scale or Barbie scale, unless you consider Crystal Geyser does have a water. You'll see these mostly in mini marts that's quite tall. And quite large, so it could pass for a large water in a 1/12 scale dollhouse. But it looks very realistic, so it's a good one. And then this is a little pretzel box. This could be left up to your discretion too, as far as size is concerned. It does have all of the details on the back, which is nice. And it measures about 1 inch wide. There's nothing inside, and it could be used for a 1/12 scale dollhouse. It could be used for 1/6 scale as well, although it's going to be a little small. But I do like the detail. And since I don't have one of those fancy printers that can print out minis, this is really helpful for me. Not quite ready to invest in one yet. Little barbecue sauce, and this one measures 1 inch tall and about 1/2 inch wide. I would say 1/12. It might be a little bit small for Barbie, but it would work as a small bottle of barbecue sauce for Barbie, I would say 1/6 scale. But I do like the detail on it. And now I'm trying to explain, like, if it's a bigger bottle, I buy the Bevel Ray's sauce, and it comes in like 5 different sizes. So, if it's a Costco size, you could maybe make it work for your scale. Another meat, I guess it's a meat log, I want to say, or jerky stick. Already got one of those. So let's move on to the insert here. the Kiko Man barbecue sauce you see there, I would, not barbecue sauce, but the, I'm sorry, soy sauce. I really would love that to see what size that is. But the rest of these, the Philadelphia cream cheese too, I would have loved to got that. The Cool Whip, the chocolate mix, and some of these other items here. The mini pizza box would be great. Wasn't too impressed with the pizza boxes. I think you can make one better yourself. A little mustard, little condiments. I like the little broccoli thing, but I could make something like that similar. And you know what? I had a thought that I'm going to share with you here. When I'm looking at these little things, I was like, wow, I could actually cut these out and glue them onto a makeshift item and make it 1/24th scale, because the actual, what you see here, see that little logo there underneath each item, there's the logo, the IHOP logo and the Baskin and Robbins logo. That is small enough to cut out and make a little teeny quart of ice cream and then glue that logo on. Same there. See, I'm pointing to the Panda takeout, the Chinese takeout. There's the label is right underneath there. I don't know if you can see that. And so you can actually cut those out and use them and glue them on boxes and make them look like miniatures. The Jello too, that would be 1/24 scale. If I cut that out and applied that to a little miniature homemade Jello thing, it would look 1/24 scale. All right, so I think that's about it. I'm wondering why the second ball didn't have um, the make it yourself item in it, which was kind of like, I wonder what happened there, but I don't know if they all come with it. Really loving that craft sauce. Overall, I think these are really great miniatures. And if you want to save some money, because if you consider each miniature, if you bought something like this off Etsy, which Etsy has some great miniatures, by the way, you should check it out. They have little milk jugs that are like $6 or $7, but by the time you pay for shipping and you pay for tax, you're paying $10 per miniature. Here, you're getting at least 4 or 5 miniatures per ball. And if you buy the double pack balls on like this set on Amazon, you're getting at least 8 to 9 miniatures that are quality miniatures for $20, which if you added all of those up, if they ended up being $10 each off of Etsy, that, you can see the savings there. So it's definitely worth checking out, but just make sure when you go on to Amazon that you're selecting the Zuru mini minis and not just the minis, because those are definitely 1/6 scale or Barbie scale. But these 1/12, we can definitely, all you 1/12 scale enthusiasts out there can definitely get some use out of these miniatures for your 1/12 scale dollhouses. And those pancakes, yeah, those are awful, but you can make your own and use the box. So thank you so much for watching. As always, click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click like if you like this content. And I hope I see you soon. I hope, well, not see you soon, but I hope you stop by soon again. And I'm going to be working on some exciting builds this summer. And I hope you come by and see me sometime. Thanks again. Bye.